Aloha guys, Ippy and Grace here. Today we're doing a kind of an Easter-ish dish, I guess. We're doing a potato leek soup. This soup is really simple. It has a lot of flavor. You can add things to it if you don't have not the garlic. If you don't have certain things, you can you can adjust it. It's really tasty. It's one of Jenna's favorite soups, and it's something that we had actually at potatoes. We had some leeks, but let's make some potato leek. So let's get started, and I'll show you what we're gonna do. Okay guys, here are the ingredients that we're gonna be using today. We got leeks, half an onion, 5 potatoes, 5 garlic cloves, some Tabasco, and some Worcestershire sauce. So we'll start with the leeks. Traditionally, leeks are like giant green onions, guys. So if you treat them like giant green onions, you chop the top off and you use as much as you can. You don't have to waste the tops either. I've seen people take the tops and use it to make vegetable broth. So we are gonna be using some stock or water, so if you wanna do that, you can. So to cut a leek, you just cut the base off. And like I said, we cut the little stem, the top part off. And then there's 2 ways. You can either cut it in half. The easier way is to cut it in half so you have a flat edge. And then we're just gonna cut. Another thing, guys, I forgot to mention, when you do cut the leeks in half, sometimes leeks are grown in sand or dirt, so you wanna check to make sure they're not dirty on the inside. If they are, then give it a rinse. That's just a fun tip of the day. Okay. However you wanna cut it, we're gonna puree this whole thing up. Garlic smash technique. Refer to one of my last videos. I believe the Show You Chicken has this smash technique explained in detail. Episode 2 or 3. No, maybe. Fact check. And if you don't want to cut up the garlic, I mean, you don't have to for this one either. You could just smash it and saute it, because like I said, it's all getting pureed. Okay, and then the potatoes, we got 5 potatoes. It's almost harder peeling it into a bowl. Don't peel over a trash. I know that's a thing I've seen people do a lot, is peel over the trash, and then you know what happens. Oh.
I used to do that when I was little.
You probably still do that. Don't act. Okay.
Yep.
So make sure when you are peeling that you have a bowl on the side. This will keep your potatoes from oxidizing. Oh, let me go take care of the sous chef. Hold on. Sous chef snack time. She takes snacks very serious, just like her dad. Okay, back to the regular program. Peeling our potatoes, getting it everywhere because I'm trying to be clean here. What I would do is I would just peel it over the sink and then grab all your skins and dump them.
Are you playing it safe because you peeled your finger the other time? Last time you used it?
What are you playing it safe?
I mean, you seem to be peeling slowly.
I'm trying to look like proper. Okay, now we're gonna cut our potatoes. And I'm gonna repeat myself again. The cuts don't make that big of a difference in this soup because it's a pureed soup. Okay, so here's everything we need. As you can tell, we always use avocado oil. It's a heritage thing. And then we got some leeks, onions, garlic, Worcestershire, Tabasco. That's apple vinegar. I'm gonna show you and put some at the end. Here I got some chicken broth. If you don't have chicken broth, you can use vegetable broth or water. Water's fine, I've seen it done before. I've tasted it, it comes out good. Potatoes. And we'll start with our leeks, or 4 leeks chopped up. So leeks are part of the genus Allium group. Allium, onions, green onions, leeks, chives. These are all part of the Allium oldest group. Back to the program. So we're gonna cook these until they're soft. You can caramelize them, but we don't want to do that for this soup. We just want to cook them until they're soft on medium heat for about maybe 5 minutes, just to let the sugars come out. Okay. So I'm gonna put it on medium-low heat and let that go. And while that's going, I'm gonna add some regular onions. Okay. So the regular onions will cook with the green or the leeks. Just an allium family, an allium party in there. Sorry, you didn't like that. Okay, so I've had my leeks and onions cooking now on medium for about 5 minutes. I'm gonna be going on 6 actually right now. And then I turn the heat up a tiny bit to medium high, and I'm gonna add my garlic. And we're not gonna burn, again, I've always said this, we're not burning the garlic. We're just gonna add the garlic, saute a little bit, and then we'll add our chicken broth. We don't have it super high right now, so we're not, super stressed about the garlic burning or anything, but you want to cook it until you start kind of smelling the garlic. It's going to take only about a minute to maybe 2. Now we're going to add our chicken broth. We're adding 6 cups of chicken broth, and I'm going to add 2 cups of water. You can use all water, but you're going to have to adjust your seasoning, add more salt, add some more pepper. I'll show you when we get to there. You could add vegetable broth instead if you want to keep this totally vegetarian or vegan. But we're doing a combination. We're doing 6 cups of chicken broth and 2 cups of water. Okay, and then once you add your liquid, we're gonna bring it back up to a boil. So now we're gonna add potatoes. Okay, so a lot of times my guys at the restaurant stuff, they all know this. They'll ask me, hey chef, how long until that's done? And I'll tell them, well, when it's done, because sometimes you just don't know an exact time, and that's how this thing is. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a potato and you're gonna check it. See how that crumbles very easily? That way you know it's done. So what I have here is an immersion blender, and I get it. I know probably more than half of you guys might not have one of these just sitting in your cupboard. So if you don't have an immersion blender, which is basically just an upside down blender, if you don't have an immersion blender, you can use a regular blender. What you want to do though, guys, is you want to do a little bits at a time. You don't have to do it all at once. And you want to keep the top off so the steam doesn't pop that thing off. I've seen it happen way too many times to tell you. So make sure you do that if you do use a regular blender. Now we will blend. Okay, so now we're gonna season. It's all pureed, it's smooth. Now you're gonna season. The seasoning part's a little tricky because everybody's gonna have different tastes. Everybody's gonna, add different amounts. I'm gonna put in some, and I'll write how much I put in the description so you guys can follow this recipe. But I'm putting about a teaspoon of Worcestershire, and then I'm putting a few, maybe 4 or 5 of these, whatever those are called. What are those? Squirts, dash, and then the salt. The salt. I've noticed every time I make mashed potatoes or a pureed potato soup that there's more salt than you would actually think. So season it, taste it, season it, taste it until you get exactly what you want. And like I said, it might surprise you how much salt you're gonna actually add. I'm gonna add a little bit of black pepper, not too much, just enough to give it some taste. And that's what you're gonna be doing, guys. Tasting, seasoning, tasting, seasoning. I can tell that it has enough Tabasco, it has enough Worcestershire, it has enough black pepper, just needs more salt. A little more salt. Taste it. More salt. This is why this part is so crucial. I can't emphasize enough how much salt has a big part in this dish. Okay, we're adding about 2 tablespoons of butter, and we're gonna let that start melting, and that's gonna make this soup real nice and creamy. Now, if you wanted to make this vegan, obviously you wouldn't add the butter, which is fine. You don't have to. I guess you could add some other type. If you wanted, it would obviously affect the flavors, adding coconut milk or almond milk or something of that nature, but you could do it. There's no rules when it comes to cooking, guys. The only rules is the kitchen rules, and this is my kitchen.
I can't. Ew, this would be like a really creepy, what is it, ASMR?
Stirring the potatoes. So now for the last part, this is my little trick that I do whenever I do potato soup or pumpkin soup or anything that's pureed. I'm gonna add a little bit of vinegar. This here is apple cider vinegar. I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of this. The vinegar, obviously, it's 1 for flavor, but 2, it's going to, it's gonna make that shine. It's gonna make this soup like, I mean, it's gonna start shiny. You can already kind of see it looks like I just put some pomade in that thing. It's nice and shiny. Oh, it smells so good. And we will start plating it up. Okay, and there you go. That's it. This soup, potato leek soup, if you were to serve it cold, fun fact, would be called vichyssoise, which is a French cold potato soup. So we like to put, we got some homemade croutons here. Maybe we'll throw that in another video, but we like to put our anchovy croutons on top of this thing. Okay. And voila. That's it, guys. Easy, simple, tasty. Oh, let me do one of those cool tasting shots. Good. You know, if you have to adjust it, like I was saying, when I was talking about adjusting it earlier. So what we could do to this, you could add some crispy bacon to it. You could puree up some apple into it, you know, to add some of that kind of fresh flavor. There's so many things I've seen done to it. You could add some cheddar to this and some broccoli and make a cheddar broccoli potato soup. So that's what I meant earlier when I said this is just the blank canvas. You know, you can take this and do whatever you want with it. My wife's a purist. She likes to eat it just like this. So we're gonna, it's hot. I gotta learn. Oh, it's really tasty, but it's hot. It's so good. With these croutons and everything, it's gonna be delicious. This is a nice Easter dish, guys. If you guys enjoyed that, please subscribe to our channel. We're gonna be putting out a bunch of more content. Happy Easter. We're gonna try to put another video up before Easter. Maybe we'll show you guys what we're doing for our Easter dinner. We're doing something special, so we're doing a few actually special things. So thank you guys so much for joining us. For you guys that lasted through this whole video, big mahalo, and I'll see you guys soon. Aloha.